Next up, we got the 2024 MLB season is breaking people. Now, we haven't reacted to a young baseball doesn't exist video in a smooth jaw minute. So if you want more baseball doesn't exist videos, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I told y'all, back with the MLB content. You know what I'm saying? So we back. So hey, it's gonna be good. I need to see an update for the MLB season. You know what I mean? Because I've been away. All right. So hey,
Batters are striking out while getting hit in the face. The most controversial jerseys in Batters are striking out while getting hit in the face. The most controversial jerseys in sports history are literally breaking on the field. The players union is revolting against MLB and the pitch clock because pitchers' arms are also breaking on the field, while this team is breaking their city's heart by literally moving to another city, and according to some fans, demoting players just because they wore this wristband. The biggest star in the league has already been accused of gambling, lying and tricking a fan into giving him this ball, lying to the media to get the Dodgers to pay him the largest contract in North American sports history, and even breaking federal laws. The 2024 MLB season seems to be breaking everyone, but nothing is more broken than the Chicago White Sox, who legitimately might be the worst team in baseball history.
Oh my God.
That's what their record said after 1 month of play. They were on pace to lose 140 games. The record for most losses is 134. They're last in batting average, last in on-base percentage, last in slugging percentage, have scored the least amount of runs, have the least amount of homers, and have the least amount of hits. Last year, the worst qualified hitter in the league had an OPS of 5.
Okay. Yeah. I can't. Like, I don't even want to pause, bro. Like, oh my God.
Last year,
what am I watching? What are you doing?
OPS of 582. The White Sox, as a team, have an OPS of 592, meaning the White Sox lineup is essentially having 9 of the worst hitters in the league all on the same team.
No! How do your whole batting lineup is trash? Every single person on the lineup is the worst player in the league, worst hitter in the league, and they all in the same lineup. Y'all gotta be cursed, bro. Y'all have to be cursed. Y'all worse than the Cowboys, bro. No cap. And the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying? They can never win in the playoffs. At least they make it to the playoffs. Y'all won't even make it. I don't know. Y'all came in last in the regular season. Fuck the playoffs. The regular season.
Oh my God. On the same team. On April 22nd, nearly a month into the season, they had been shut out in 36% of the games they played. That's 8 of their first 22 games. The first team in baseball history to do that. After their first 25 games, they had a negative 85 run differential, nearly 30 runs worse than the second worst run differential. It got so bad the Reds came to Chicago and scored 27 runs in one series, meaning the Reds scored more runs at the White Sox Stadium than the White Sox themselves had scored there the entire year. Then the impossible happened. The Rays came to town and they shocked them with a solid 9-4 win. The next day, the Rays punched back, taking a 3-0 lead. The White Sox didn't quit and came right back. It was tied going into extras, but the Rays thought they had the White Sox beat after scoring a run. When everybody doubted them, this happened.
I swear I hate when this happens, bro. I hate when this happens, bro. Because it's like, why are y'all, like, y'all know y'all the worst team in the league. Y'all know that. Even though y'all fans might be delusional. You know what I mean? In which they have to be technically delusional if they're fans. So they have to be somewhat delusional because they want to still have hope in a team. But we all know, if you come to reality, we all know y'all the worst team in the league. All right? We all know that. So why are y'all trying so hard against a team who isn't the worst team in the league? It's like y'all want to get blown up by everybody else. But as soon as they come to this team, now you want to try your hardest. Okay, bro. All right.
The amazing comeback win from them.
All right, hey.
Where they silenced the Rays.
5-22. Congratulations. Let's go.
Unfortunately,
6-22.
after this, they're still on pace to have the worst record since the 1899 Cleveland Spiders.
That's what I'm
who were
saying.
So bad, they averaged 199 fans per game. They were so bad,
Oh my
the
God.
league forced them to play their home games at away stadiums because nobody came to see them play. And that's also what the league made the Padres do to start the 2024
No, that's actually crazy.
They had to face the most expensive team of all time, headlined by Shohei Ohtani, whose season really began in December 2023, when everyone was waiting to see where Shohei Ohtani was going to sign. On December 6th, a report surfaced that Ohtani was set to make his final decision within the next week. The internet went crazy and started digging. 2 days later, on December 8th, fans...
Wait, who is this? Is this a streamer? Who is this? Because I've seen this clip like 1,000 times. Who is this?
The internet went crazy and started digging. 2 days later, on December 8th, fans found a private flight going from Southern California to Toronto. Supposed footage...
Yo. Y'all gotta calm down, bro. It's never this serious, bro. It's literally never this serious. How do you dig? How, bro? How are y'all even... Like, y'all literally have too much time on y'all. Like, I just pray people who do stuff like this, try to dig around and do all this extra stuff, I hope that you're applying the same amount of effort into your own life. I just pray. On your dreams and aspirations in life and your goals, I just hope you're applying the same amount of... Because anybody who actually is devoted to their goals and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, they're not worried about a private... Oh my God.
Started digging. 2 days later, on December 8th, fans found a private flight going from Southern California to Toronto.
They say private flights no more.
Footage of Ohtani entering an airport with his agent and interpreter spread online. December 8th also just so happens to be Badai Day in Japan, a day that is recognized as a day of good luck. When he signed with the Angels in 2017, he did it on December 8th.
Okay.
Fans did more digging and found that Blue Jays pitcher Yusei Kikuchi, who went to the same high school as Ohtani, had reserved an entire sushi restaurant in Toronto. Could this be reserved for a celebration? The baseball world was anxiously waiting to see if this plane was actually Ohtani. And around...
So we have people who sit up here analyzing plane flights. This is a oh my, yo. This is new. This is all new to me, bro. This is all new. Now, we do know Ohtani is the most famous person in MLB history. You know what I mean? He is the greatest player in MLB history. We all know that. But y'all doing way too much, bro. Like, just let him, y'all won't never know. He said he'll do it next week, and y'all so determined to do it in one day. Like, calm down, bro. You gonna find out. Calm down. It's gonna be okay, bro.
Baseball world,
trust me, it's gonna be okay.
To see if this plane was actually Ohtani, and around
what is
4
this? What
o'clock
is this? What
Eastern,
is this?
baseball writer John Morosi confirmed through multiple sources that this was Ohtani on his way to Toronto. All signs pointed that this was a done deal. Ohtani was a Blue Jay. Then an hour later...
Let me know in the comments. Am I tripping right now? Or is this not insane, bro? This is not insane. Sometime, bro... Hey, bro, being famous, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm rethinking my decisions, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Signs pointed that this was a done deal. Ohtani was a Blue Jay. Then an hour later, it was discovered Ohtani was still in Los Angeles.
Y'all did all that. Y'all did all that. Y'all did all that, bro. Y'all be wrong. Like, bro, look at this, bro. This is insane.
Later, it was discovered that this was a done deal. Ohtani was a Blue Jay. Then an hour later, it was discovered Ohtani was still in Los Angeles. Whoever told John Morosi that Ohtani was going to Toronto may have made him a ton of money. Seeing all these reports online, the Dodgers felt like they had to make an offer that Ohtani couldn't refuse to prevent him from going to Toronto, and that's what they did. A day later, he signed a 10-year, $700 million contract to play for the Dodgers. Some people speculate that Ohtani's team leaked all this info themselves to add pressure on the Dodgers to offer
offer Ohtani more money, and in the process, crushed the dreams of Blue Jays fans everywhere. A few weeks later, they made Japanese pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto the highest paid pitcher in baseball history. With two of the biggest Asian stars on one team facing a team with Korean-born star Ha-Sung Kim, MLB's opening series in Korea was mayhem. Fans dressed up as Ohtani, Yamamoto, and even Ohtani's dog to show their support. Things were so hectic.
Yo, what is going on, bro? I was wondering what was on top of his head. You dressed up as the dog? Yo.
Opening series
what is going
Korea
on?
Was mayhem.
See, this is why I gotta watch these videos. You know what I'm saying? From Baseball Doesn't Exist, bro. Because he's like the best MLB creator, bro. No cap, bro.
Fans dressed up as Ohtani, Yamamoto, and even Ohtani's dog to show their support. Things were so hectic that there was even a bomb threat at the stadium before the game. Police decided it was safe to play anyway. A few hours later, things got even weirder. Their new $400 million pitcher, Yamamoto, pitched terribly and couldn't even get out of the first inning. Ohtani played well, but was shaken with news that his interpreter had stolen $16 million from his bank account to pay off illegal gambling debts. His best friend and interpreter was fired for this and soon after arrested. This controversy looked like it could be affecting Ohtani. He got off to the worst start of his career over the first 8 games of the season, where he hadn't hit a single home run yet. Against the Giants, that all changed. Ohtani hit his first ever homer as a Dodgers, caught by this lucky fan. Dodger security quickly swarmed her, trying to get the ball. After the game, Ohtani said he was able to meet her and exchange some gifts to get the ball back.
Wait, because is it because that's his first home run as a Dodger, so it's history? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I think so. Yep, I think so. Which I understand, because it was just like a normal home run. I'd be like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Or I wouldn't say no, okay, whatever. I would say, why are they doing this if it's just a normal home run? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm confused. But I just made a connection.
Beat her and exchange some gifts to get the ball back.
Okay,
the fan quickly came out to say that wasn't the case. According to her and her husband, the Dodgers aggressively negotiated with her, pushing her to give up the ball in exchange for 2 signed hats, a signed bat, and a signed ball. In total, this is estimated to be worth around $5 grand. The Ohtani ball she caught was estimated to be worth over $100,000.
I know it.
She said the Dodgers said they wouldn't be able to authenticate it if she kept it, hurting its value tremendously.
They lying like a motherfucker.
Told her meeting Ohtani would be impossible. Fans everywhere accused the Dodgers of ripping off and misleading the fan, and accused Ohtani of lying about meeting the fan. However, according to Japanese speakers, Ohtani was mistranslated and never actually said he met them. The next day, he hit another homer. A week later, he made up with the fan, gave them more autographs, and met them in real life. Because of this good karma, he continued hitting homers. He hit 7 in the next 3 weeks. He went to Toronto and got booed by the fans who felt he deceived them, and then immediately hit another homer.
Yes, sir.
As a DH, unable to pitch or play the field because of injury, it seemed impossible for Ohtani to ever win MVP. Yet somehow, as of today, he has the 2nd highest WAR in the league, even without playing defense. Ohtani has 2.7 WAR. That's the most WAR by a DH by May 7th in history. The closest was Manny Ramirez. He had 2 WAR. If he keeps this up, Ohtani could be the first designated hitter in history to win an MVP. But not every player has had such a great start to their season. 8 days after opening Korea, the season kicked off in America, where the Cubs put on one of the worst pyrotechnic shows in the history of sports. Then, in New York, the Mets, already losing, were not happy when Rhys Hoskins made this slide. And Jeff McNeil was very unhappy. He screamed at Hoskins and stuck a finger in his face. The two started chirping. McNeil called Hoskins the dirtiest player he's ever seen, and Hoskins just kept calling him a crybaby. The Mets argued that
How you call him a crybaby after you literally just almost broke his whole foot? What the
has a history of dirty slides, referring to these old plays, but according to the rules, all of these seem completely legal. In the second day of the season, we already had our first beef, and the very next day, Hoskins responded by hitting an RBI single, another single, as well as a 2-run bomb to rub it in the Mets' face. Upset, the Mets responded by throwing a pitch behind his head, causing the benches to clear, Hoskins to get upset, and a 3-game suspension for the pitcher. The Mets got even more embarrassed as they went on to lose their first 5 games. However, things have turned around and currently sit in 3rd in the NL East behind the 2 juggernauts, the Phillies and the Braves, while the Brewers have been even more surprising. Projected to finish 3rd, they have the best record in the NL Central, right ahead of the Cubs, a team that made some pretty big noise this offseason by re-signing former MVP and Scott Boras client Cody Bellinger. Unfortunately for them, he got injured in April. Boras' other client, JD Martinez, also started the year injured, and 3 weeks into the season, after having an ERA over 11, Boras' most prized client, Blake Snell, also got injured. This seemed like terrible luck for Boras during a season that keeps getting worse for him and his client, but this injury trend has continued everywhere, and people can't figure out why. Yuri Perez, Rookie of the Year finalist last season, got injured and needs Tommy John. Shane Bieber, former Cy Young winner, got injured and needs Tommy John. Spencer Strider, favorite to win the Cy Young this year, got injured and needs Tommy John. And all 3 of these injuries happened within 48 hours. In total, 92 pro players have gotten Tommy John in the past year alone. Some MLB's biggest stars, Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and Garrett Cole, haven't thrown a single pitch this season. If you take the 10 hardest throwing pitchers of 2023, 8 of them have been on the injured list in April. The entire baseball world was scrambling to figure out why this problem is becoming so huge. Many people blame velocity. Unlike in the past, today's pitchers are taught to throw as hard as they can on every single pitch they throw in a game.
Think about it. That is low-key smart, though, because if you think about it, you throwing as hard as you can every single pitch, no matter what pitch it is going for anywhere from 100 to 80. You know what I mean? And that's very fast, bro. So it makes sense. You can throw fast, but like maybe like once every 3 games. You know what I mean? Something like that. Something that's moderate, not every pitch. And then you pitching for how many pitches? What's like the average pitch count for a pitcher to throw a game? I think it's like 90 pitches sometimes, or it's like 70 to like 90 pitches. You know what I mean? So that's 90, 100 mile per hour fastballs. Just think about that. That's crazy.
Which presumably adds more stress on the arm. The number of major league pitches clocked at 100 miles per hour or faster has more than tripled in just 3 years. Batters in MLB hit 191 on fastballs 100 miles per hour or more. On fastballs 95 miles per hour or less, they hit 281, almost an 100-point difference. Throwing harder without a doubt makes you harder to hit. There's no way pitchers are going to stop throwing hard, even if it does increase their injury risk. But many people aren't blaming velocity. The Players Association is blaming the league and the pitch clock for the increase in injuries.
What?
Saying
Bro,
MLB
beefing with time?
the players who unanimously oppose the pitch clock. Their concern is that less time in between pitches means pitchers have less time to recover, therefore get injured more, and blamed MLB for not caring about players' health. MLB obviously disagrees, saying that there is no meaningful increase in injuries during the first year of the pitch clock last season. This is true, however, some think this is going to change as injuries in the minor leagues have exploded since they originally implemented the pitch clock in 2018. In reality, nobody knows for sure what's really to blame for these injuries. But out of all the pitchers who appeared in a single game in 2022, 49% of them had to go on the injured list at some point. The injury epidemic has become a serious issue for MLB, but in some rare cases, injuries have actually saved players' careers. But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor. There's no better summer activity on earth than seeing a live baseball game, but finding tickets for you sometimes it takes game time.
You want to see
consoles?
Can we see him in real life?
On a lowest minute deal for see when it comes to tickets. And now they are even get 20 would be. Ronald Blanco's first week of the season might have been the best week of any human in history. Ronald Blanco didn't start pitching until he was 18 years old. Most players out of the Dominican Republic sign when they're 16 years old. He worked at a car wash until he was 22. That's when he finally signed a contract with the Astros for $5,000.
Yo!
Took him 7 years, but he finally defied the odds last season and got called up as a starter for the first time.
You just need a platform. That's all you need is a platform. That's all you need.
At 28 years old, he made several starts, but was quickly demoted. However, this spring, he caught a massive break. Justin Verlander and Jose Urquidy got injured, meaning Blanco all of a sudden had a chance to make the starting rotation out of spring training. At 30 years old, he knew this could likely be his last opportunity. He dominated all the way up to his last outing, where he was scheduled to pitch on the same day his wife was due to have their second child. Even though this was just a spring training game, Blanco watched his daughter be born, then rushed to the stadium in order to make his start a few hours later. He then proceeded to strike out 10 batters in only 4 innings. The Astros were so impressed, they told him he made the opening day roster on the mound as they were taking him out of the game. This was his reaction. Within a few hours of his daughter being born, he made his first opening day roster, and a week later, he made his first start. Blanco, who's never thrown a complete game in his entire professional career, proceeded to throw a no-hitter. He has been the Astros' best pitcher all year, and if it wasn't for Verlander and Urquidy going down, Blanco wouldn't even be on the roster. The rest of the Astros, however, have been terrible. Their pitching staff is torched. Verlander, Urquidy, Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, and Luis Garcia have all spent time on the IL this year. Their veteran first baseman, Jose Abreu, is back in the minors because he started so bad. This is a team who's made it to the American League Championship 7 years in a row. They started this season 7-19. Only one team in Major League history has made the playoffs after starting 7-19 or worse, that was in 1914. They entered the season with an 86% chance to make the playoffs. Now, they have a 44% chance to make the playoffs and are in last place. And yes, that means the Houston Astros have a worse record than the Oakland Athletics, a team that last year was on pace to have the worst run differential in baseball history. This time last year, they were last in the league.
I ain't gonna lie, we gotta check out these plays, bro. I think this is gonna be the most funniest thing, just watching low lights. And honestly, these teams are so bad, we might just watch a full compilation of Oakland A's low lights. You know what I mean? And he already got a couple of them right here.
In baseball history. This time last year, they were last in the league in at least 12 categories, and their starting pitchers hadn't recorded a single win. The franchise has essentially been trying to lose games on purpose and move the team to Las Vegas for several years. One of the only positives the team had last year was Estuary Ruiz, who led the American League with 67 steals. This season, he got off to a hot start. In the first series, he had an OPS over 1,200. Then, the Athletics immediately demoted him, replacing him with a player who had a terrible career OPS of 611. Many consider Ruiz to be the A's most promising young player, so fans across baseball were shocked by this news. Rumors began swirling that the A's demoted him just because he wore this wristband. Brett Rooker, their most productive hitter, got benched that weekend. There was also a picture of him wearing this wristband. Was traded by the A's last spring. He also wore this wristband. James Caprillion wore this wristband and got cut by the team. Tony Kemp
also can't even wear. So you mean to tell me I can't even wear a wristband? Like, let's be honest here, bro. If the wristband don't say something, like I'm talking about, it has to be something so totally insane. Like I wish Hitler was alive. Some stupid ass, you know what I mean? Some dumb ass shit like that, bro. That's the only way.
wristband. James Caprillion wore this wristband and got cut by the team. Tony Kemp also wore this wristband, and this offseason the Athletics let him walk in free agency. These wristbands were all made by the Last
Stand With Me,
a fan-run organization that has fallen out of favor with the team because they are actively trying to fight against the team's ownership. They helped organize the infamous reverse protest night last season and are to blame for many of the disrespectful signs seen throughout the Oakland Coliseum.
That's why
night. The Athletics don't like this organization, so people speculated that the A's were getting rid of any player who showed any support to the Last Dive Bar whatsoever. In all likelihood, these wristbands probably had nothing to do with any of these players being benched or sent down. But the A's have been so dysfunctional, people actually bought this theory. The team announced in April they will play their games at a minor league stadium in Sacramento next season. They will no longer be called the Oakland Athletics. They're just going to call them the Athletics and hope to move to Vegas when the stadium is done being built in 3 years. Stadium workers in Oakland are going to be out of jobs and reportedly weren't even told about this plan. Stadium workers have also been warned that if they talk about this publicly, they could be fired. The team's store employees have been told to try to sell less merch that says Oakland on it. Fans are already planning another reverse protest for June. Nobody is coming to the games. The team is so desperate for attendance, they offered a deal where you could go to 45 athletic games for only $99. That's $2.20 per game. The A's say they sent Estuary Ruiz to the minors so he could work on getting on base more, striking out less, and hit the ball harder. He came back 2 weeks later from his demotion and immediately hit a bomb. He's continued to produce, and the A's out of nowhere got hot, went on a 6-game win streak to get the team to 500. They've had the lowest payroll in the league for 2 years in a row. It's an insane $20 million less than the second lowest payroll. Shohei Ohtani alone is getting paid more than every single player on the A's roster combined. The franchise is actively trying to lose and move, yet they only find themselves 2.5 games back of first place, in large part due to Mason.
Wait, what? They're trying to lose and they good? Wait, huh?
2.5 games back of first place, in large part due to Mason Miller.
Wait, hold on. We had to look this up, bro. It's no way, bro. Hold on. Let me see. MLB. Let's type in MLB standings. Okay. So we have Athletics. Wait. So they right now, as of right now, they're fourth. Almost as bad as the Angels. Angels still trash, bro. It's crazy. Ohtani, I'm so glad Ohtani got away. Wait, where's Ohtani at? Let me see. Yep, the Dodgers. Yep, number 1. Okay, see, I like this. Finally, Ohtani getting what he deserved.
Out of nowhere, leads closers in WAR, strikeouts, whip, and has struck out 53.7% of the batters he's faced. That's more than any other pitcher in baseball. He's thrown 97 pitches over 100 miles per hour. That's more than any major leaguer. Bro. In fact, the only pitcher who has thrown more pitches over 100 miles per hour this year is still in the minor leagues. That is Paul Skeens, and he might be the best pitcher in baseball. Right now, he's on the Indianapolis Indians, and everyone is curious on how he isn't in the major leagues. He's 6'6", 235 pounds, throws 102 miles per hour. He's striking out over 14 batters per 9 innings, has an ERA under 1. Batters are hitting 175 against him. Every time he pitches, tabloids report on it and refer to him as Livy Dunn's boyfriend because of his celebrity girlfriend, but soon he might be a household name himself. The Pirates are finally letting him throw more than 3 innings at a time, and even though he was only drafted a year ago, he's likely coming up within a few months. However, even as dominant as Skeens has been, he's still not even considered the best prospect in baseball. That's Jackson Holliday. He already got called up in April and absolutely sucked. Holliday is only 20. He didn't graduate high school until 2022. He wasn't supposed to be in MLB until 2025 at the earliest, but dominated rookie ball. dominated single A, got called up to double A, dominated, went to triple A, went off,
AAA.
earned
How
himself
many
an
A's
invitation
is
to
it, first
spring
of all?
training this season and dominated. He had so much hype. One of his baseball cards sold for $50,000.
Yo!
Before he
Hold
played.
on. I might gotta get into these baseball cards, bro. I actually heard about it, too. I heard about baseball cards before. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, hold on. 50 bands? How do you collect them? Like, where do you even buy them from? Like, I'm confused. Wow, okay.
A single game in MLB. The Orioles started him out in the minor leagues this season and people were outraged. He dominated every level, so people thought this was just the Orioles manipulating his service time. But he hit so well in AAA for 2 weeks, the Orioles had no choice but to call him up. And it went terribly. It took him 4 games to get his first hit. Wow. He started off 1 for 30 and has struck out in 50% of his plate appearances.
That's terrible.
So far in his first 10 games, he only has 2 hits and 16 strikeouts. There is only one other player in baseball history to do that. After 2 weeks, the Orioles decided the #1 prospect in baseball wasn't ready and sent him back down to the minors. There have been a ton of amazing players and Hall of Famers who got off to equally terrible starts. And Jackson Holliday and Paul Skeens will be back in the major leagues soon enough. But by the time they are called up, there could be completely new jerseys. Yes, because Nike and Fanatics have finally admitted that these were a problem. People collectively lost their minds when MLB and Nike debuted their new jerseys this spring training. The lettering on the back of the jerseys was noticeably smaller. During picture day, the pants seemed to be see-through, and multiple viral pictures of players' junk.
Why did bro just blind me, bro? Why did he just blind me, chat? Why? Why? And why did I just go back? Wait, hold on. I want to go back because I want to hear what he said. Let me just close my eyes.
During picture day, the pants seemed to be see-through, and multiple viral pictures of players' junk spread online. The season started.
Oh, it's another one?
Viral pictures of players' junk spread online. The season started, and players were literally sweating through their jerseys. Riley Green slid at home and ripped a massive hole in his pants, and that has since happened to multiple players during games. To make things worse, some teams don't even have their uniforms yet. The Cardinals have not been able to wear these uniforms because they're not arriving until June. The Giants won't get these jerseys until sometime in May. Player after player have come out criticizing the uniforms, saying they're worse than the old ones, that they look like they're from TJ Maxx, saying the pants don't fit, and the Players Union has even put in a formal complaint to the league to make
How does the MLB have Temu jerseys? Y'all have the most money and y'all buying from Temu? Sheen? What is going on?
Changes to them as soon as possible. And finally, MLB announced those changes are coming. Even though many fans blame Fanatics because they're the ones who make them in their factory, Nike is the one who tells them how to make it and sends them the materials. So according to MLB, this was entirely Nike's fault. And Nike has finally said they're gonna make changes. By the start of the 2025 season, they're gonna make the lettering bigger again. Players are gonna be allowed to custom tailor the pants again. They will have higher seam stitch counts to avoid ripping, a new color/material to avoid sweat stains, and even a higher quality zipper. And now, everyone in baseball can be happy.
My question is, why